This is an executive order on flag burning. It charges your attorney general.
Would you listen to this? This is very important. Flag burning. All over the country, they're burning flags. All over the world, they burn the American flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision, they called it freedom of speech. But there's another reason, which is perhaps much more important. It's called death. Because what happens when you burn a flag is the area goes crazy. If you have hundreds of people, they go crazy. You can do other things. You can burn this piece of paper. But when you burn the American flag, it incites riots. If you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail, no early exits, no nothing. You get 1 year in jail. If you burn a flag, you get, and what it does is incite to riot. I hope they use that language, by the way. Did they?
What do you mean, did they, Sleepy Joe? Did you not read the paper in front of you? Or are you just offloading all of your goddamn work to AutoPen again? How do you not know what it says? Man, we should be able to hope for at least is that if a dictator is going to swoop in and start directly contradicting the Supreme Court while taking away our freedom of speech, they can at least review the executive order as they do it. But no, he is far too lazy and also fascist for that. So they want to lock you up if you burn cloth that has a particular assortment of colors and shapes. They want to throw you in jail, even though explicitly our country's already been through this. You have every goddamn right to burn that flag if you want to, whether you're a progressive, a commie, or the most hardcore MAGA person in the world. That is your right the Supreme Court gave to you. And they haven't taken it away yet because it's a right for everyone, not just for women. If that was the case, they would have probably already snatched it away. So here's what Donald Trump is trying to do. The order posted on the website attempts to circumvent the Supreme Court precedent by declaring that the flag is a representation of America and burning it may incite violence and riot, adding that American flag burning is also used by groups of foreign nationals as a calculated act to intimidate and threaten violence against Americans because of their nationality and place of birth. Well, I'm glad to hear that, okay? If in a different country, bad people do a thing, then it's fine for you to take away my rights as a goddamn American, I suppose. That's what the radical free speech loving president tells me. All of this is fascist puffery. It means nothing. And I really hope that no one is smooth-brained or cowardly enough to let this paper-thin, obviously transparent nonsense but convince you to give away your rights like this. No, you have this right to free speech. He can't just take it away. And also, by the way, not only declare that it's a crime, but Trump gets to decide what the penalty is. Trump gets to override not only the Supreme Court, but whatever judges or sentencing bodies might determine how long you'd go to jail. It's all up to really Big Brother, I suppose. And so all of this is just nonsense. And thankfully, some conservatives seem to understand that. The first conservative who understood that was Antonin Scalia, who was, of course, the guy who wrote the Supreme Court decision that said it was freedom of speech to do this. But others are actually coming out right now and arguing against this. So Jesse Kelly said, I would never in a million years harm the American flag. First of all, it's not harm. It's not a living being. It's cloth, probably made in China anyway, but whatever. But a president telling me I can't has me as close as I'll ever be to lighting one on fire. I am a free American citizen, and if I ever feel like torching one, I will. This is garbage. Casey Mannix, another conservative, both of them, by the way, pay Elon Musk for the right to be on Twitter, says, I anticipate significantly more flag burnings in the weeks ahead, which is almost certainly the case, but you don't have to wait weeks. In response to this announcement, a US Army veteran went outside of the White House and set a flag on fire, which honestly is pretty goddamn patriotic when you think about it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that patriotic and quite gangster.
100%. That American US Army veteran fought for your rights. The few rights you have remaining, that's what that person fought for. And they're exercising that right. And so that Army veteran was detained. And here is what I would like to see. Now, I'm not a veteran of the Army or the armed forces or whatever, but I would love to see a couple a dozen, 100, 1,000 veterans of all of the different branches of our armed forces go to the White House and start burning flags. And if you want, I'll send you the flags to burn or whatever. I don't expect that you should have to pay for those. And I want you to challenge them to start hauling away our soldiers and our airmen and our Marines and our Coast Guard and National Guard and whatever, local law enforcement too, and start to show them that you care more about your rights than the petty little executive orders of our tiny little dictator. Anyway, we're gonna get into more of it, including, we can put up the B-roll of the actual flag burning so you can see the patriotic act that we're talking about. But Jackson, what do you make of this?
Just as you pointed out, just further flexing of the fascistic muscle, not just from Trump, but what the Republican Party has been completely captured by. I mean, a year in jail, prison, whatever, for burning a piece of cloth, like you said. What a waste of resources, let alone the human cost of that. I mean, this is a waste of money. Especially coming from an entity that's supposed to be all about, being smarter and better with finances. This is a complete waste of taxpayer dollars to house someone who lit a piece of cloth on fire. I mean, what if they were drunk? How far can you really enforce this as well? Not just housing people, but it costs resources to enforce this at all. We're gonna find instances if we catch you burning a flag. What if you do it on camera? Oh, we're gonna find where you at. So this is just ridiculous. And who does this really appeal to at the end of the day? And I'm really asking you that. Who does this move really appeal to, other than people in positions of political authority? This doesn't seem like something that most conservatives would be in favor of. This doesn't really seem like something that even a lot of the don't tread on me people would be in favor of. So it's like they're trying to breed this broader sense of nationalism that maybe only exists, I guess, the evangelical group, perhaps. Christian evangelicals, maybe it appeals to them the most, but this is just stupid.
Yeah. No, it's stupid, and it's like it should be the most see-through thing ever. What Donald Trump is doing with this cheap little move is the same thing Republicans always have when they talk about flag burning. It's they know that their actions are directly harmful to America, its standing in the world, its economy, and its people. And so they need to rebuy a paper-thin veneer or facade of patriotism with culture war BS like this. That's what it is. Donald Trump, with his trade wars, is wrecking the finances of American families. He's imperiling our position in the world. He's emboldening our adversaries. He's also, by the way, in terms of the respect that the president should command in the world, making a mockery of it by spending most of his time protecting notorious sex predators. All of that deeply unpatriotic. But I said that you can't burn a flag. Ooh, am I pro-American again? Bow down to the dictator. Am I pro-American? No, I'm seeing right through it. By the way, people in the chat are saying
right. That is just a cheap way to be pro-America.
And to make it seem like you are.
Yeah,
but the thing is,
deeper than that.
There's lots of Americans that like the flag or whatever. You know what they like more? Their constitutional rights. Okay, and when you have to choose between those two, it shouldn't even be a choice. In any event, veterans are apparently doing some sort of sit-in outside the White House. I'm glad to see that. They definitely should. And I just want to read as we end a little bit from Jay Carey, the protester that you saw in the video, saying, "It's your First Amendment right to burn the American flag. No president can make a law, period. No Congress can make a law infringing on First Amendment rights. I'm burning this flag as a protest of that illegal fascist president that sits in that house. I'm doing it for every single one of you American citizens. We burn this flag in protest of that president who thinks he can do whatever he wants, make whatever law he wants." And I love it. And I want to see so much more of this, him being strong there. And I'll take it in whatever form. If it's Gavin Newsom, and we'll talk about it more later, then I'll take that. If it's Lisa Cook on the Fed board refusing to resign when Trump tries to illegally take her off, then good. If it's these vets standing up to him, we all need to rise to the occasion, because way too many people are just gonna passively kind of be what's against and just sort of accept it. That's what they're assuming will happen. And I hope to God that it doesn't.